Hi, second grade. This is Mrs. Lamesta, and I'm here to introduce our book of the week, Favorite Fables, retold by Emily Kavicki, illustrated by Danny Jones. A fable is a short story that teaches a lesson, and our book this week contains 3 different fables, and each one will teach a lesson. So I want you to think about what are some fables you know or may have read before. We are going to do our book talk picture walk. So let's look ahead to page 3. The first fable is about a lion and a mouse. What do you see in the picture? The mouse was skipping next to a stream or a small river when the lion catches him. What do you think the lion might do to the mouse? Why do you think that? Okay, let's look at page 6. Why might the 2 animals end up living peacefully in the jungle? Read the title of the next fable, The Hare and the Tortoise. This fable is about a hare, an animal like a rabbit, and a tortoise, an animal like a turtle. Look at the picture. Mr. Hare and Mr. Tortoise are going to race. Who do you think will win? Why do you think that? Let's look at the illustration on page 9. The hare is kind of taking a nap, laying back, and here comes the tortoise. What do you see in the picture? What do you think will happen next? Let's look at page 11. So 11 is our last fable in our book, Country Mouse and City Mouse. Country Mouse invites City Mouse to her home in the country. Do you think City Mouse will like the country? Do you think Country Mouse will like the city? Why or why not? So we're going to turn back to the beginning of our story and read each fable to find out what the lesson is that the characters learn. Favorite Fables, retold by Emily Kavicki. The Lion and the Mouse. One day, a little mouse was skipping along next to a stream in a jungle. A big lion was sleeping nearby. The lion reached out and grabbed the mouse. "Please don't eat me," said the mouse. The mouse was too small to make a good meal, so the lion let him go. Later, the mouse heard a great roar. The lion was tangled or caught in some ropes. "Please help me," said the lion. The little mouse said, "You set me free, so I will help you." The little mouse jumped on top of the lion. He chewed the ropes. The lion flung the ropes to the ground. Then he hugged the mouse with his big paws. From then on, the 2 friends lived peacefully in the jungle. Think about what lesson is being told in this fable. Fable number 2, The Hare and the Tortoise. One day, Mr. Hare was boasting about how fast he could run. "I can beat any animal in a race," said the hare. A tortoise said, "I will race you." All the forest animals lined up to watch the race. Mr. Hare and Mr. Tortoise were ready. So Mr. Fox yelled, "On your mark, get set, go!" The hare ran so fast, he could beat anyone in a race. So he sat under a tree and took a nap. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept going. He passed the sleeping hare. At last, the hare woke up. Mr. Tortoise ran off to finish the race, but the tortoise had won. Mr. Tortoise smiled and said, "Slow and steady wins the race." So think about the lesson being taught in that fable. City Mouse and Country Mouse. One day, City Mouse went to visit Country Mouse. Country Mouse said, "Please eat with me." So City Mouse sat down to eat the simple food. City Mouse said, "You must come to the city. I will show you how I live." The next day, they went to City Mouse's house. Country Mouse had never seen such fine food. The mice began to eat. Then they heard barking and growling. "That's just the family dog," said City Mouse. "I don't like having a dog so close," said Country Mouse. "Goodbye. I am going back to the country. I would rather eat simple foods in peace than fancy foods in fear." Okay, so that's our story of the week. Favorite fables. I want you to think about each fable and what lesson is being told. I've also given you a follow-up activity called Chalk It Up, something fun to do outside this week. Grab some sidewalk chalk, and we're going to talk about story structure. So I want you to pick one of the fables that was in our book this week, and on each sidewalk square, I want you to show the different parts of the story. So in one square, you would write the title, the second square, the characters, the third square, the setting, the fourth square, what the problem might have been in the fable, and then the fifth square, how the problem was solved or what lesson did you learn. So that will be a fun activity for you to do outside. So I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday during our Zoom session, and we can talk some more about our favorite fables. See you then. Have a good week.